Have you ever wondered why addressing crawl errors is crucial for your website's performance? As we delve into the world of web development, it's not uncommon to encounter crawl errors. But why should we care about these seemingly minor issues? Well, imagine if a librarian couldn't access a specific book because the library's system had an error. The book would effectively be invisible, right? The same logic applies to your website on search engines. If a search engine encounters crawl errors, it can't access and index your site properly. This in turn affects your website's visibility, potentially leading to lower rankings. Moreover, crawl errors can significantly impact user experience. A glitch-free, smooth browsing experience is what keeps users coming back. If your site is riddled with crawl errors, users might encounter issues accessing your content, leading to frustration and a higher bounce rate. So it's clear that ignoring crawl errors can have serious consequences for your website. Now that we know the importance of crawl errors, you might be asking, how do I identify them? Well, the first step is to arm yourself with the right tools. One such tool that stands out is Google Search Console. This is a free service offered by Google that helps you monitor, maintain, and troubleshoot your site's presence in Google search results. It's not just for SEO specialists or web developers, it's for anyone with a website. Everyone from business owner to hobby blogger can benefit from using Google Search Console. Now, how do you use it to identify crawl errors? Once you've verified your website with Google Search Console, navigate to the coverage section. Here you'll find a report that shows any pages on your site that couldn't be reached by Google's crawler. These are your crawl errors. But what types of crawl errors could you encounter? Let's dive right into that. Firstly, we have DNS errors. This is when Googlebot can't communicate with the DNS server. The server could be down, or there could be an issue with the configuration of the domain. Secondly, we have server errors. These occur when Googlebot cannot access your site because your site is down, or because there is an issue with the request. Common server errors include 500 internal server error and 503 service unavailable. Finally, there are URL errors. These are specific to individual pages on your website. They could be caused by broken or dead links, or URLs that are blocked by robots, TXT. So, when you're reviewing the crawl errors in Google Search Console, pay close attention to these types of errors. They can provide valuable insights into issues that might be preventing Googlebot from accessing all the content on your website. With the right tools and knowledge, identifying crawl errors becomes a manageable task. And remember, fixing these errors is crucial for improving your site's visibility in search engine results. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. Having identified the crawl errors, understanding them is the next step. Crawl errors are issues that arise when search engine bots attempt to crawl or navigate through your website. These errors can be grouped into two broad categories: site errors and URL errors. Site errors are problems that affect your entire website. This could be due to server issues, robots, TXT failures, or DNS errors. Server errors occur when bots cannot access your site, often due to the site being down or overloaded. Robots.txt failures happen when bots cannot access this file, which is crucial as it guides bots on how to crawl your site. DNS errors, on the other hand, occur when bots can't resolve your site's domain name. URL errors are issues associated with specific pages on your site. They include soft 404 errors, access denied errors, and not followed errors. A soft 404 error occurs when a page doesn't exist but the server doesn't return a 404 status. A 404 error, the most common of crawl errors, happens when a page that was once available can no longer be found. Access denied errors happen when bots are blocked from crawling certain pages, often due to login requirements. Not followed errors occur when bots cannot follow a particular page due to issues like redirect loops. Each of these errors carries its own implications for your website's performance and search engine ranking. For instance, if search engine bots encounter too many 404 errors, they might determine that your site is not well maintained, potentially affecting your search engine ranking negatively. Similarly, if bots cannot access your robots.txt file, they might end up not crawling your site at all, which could result in your site not being indexed. Understanding crawl errors empowers you to take the right steps towards fixing them. In our next segment, we'll dive into how to fix these crawl errors, so stay tuned. You've identified your crawl errors and understand their implications. Now, it's time to fix them. Crawl errors can be a thorn in the side of any web developer. They interfere with website performance and can negatively impact your search engine ranking. But don't worry, we have a step-by-step guide to help you fix the most common crawl errors. Let's start with DNS errors. These occur when Googlebot cannot communicate with the DNS server. The first step is to verify that your domain name is correctly configured. Use a DNS checker tool to verify your DNS settings. If you find any issues, reach out to your domain name provider to make the necessary changes. Next, we have server errors. Server errors happen when Googlebot cannot access your site due to issues with your server. The solution to this problem lies primarily in your server logs. These logs will provide clues about what's causing the error. It could be that your server is overloaded, or there might be a problem with your hosting. Once you've identified the issue, work with your hosting provider to resolve it. Now let's talk about URL errors. These errors occur when Googlebot cannot access specific pages on your website. The most common URL errors are 404 errors, which mean the page was not found. To fix these, first, check if the page is supposed to exist. If it is, ensure that it's correctly linked in your site's architecture. If the page is not supposed to exist, make sure to remove any links to it. Sometimes you may encounter soft 404 errors. These happen when a page returns a 200 OK status, which means the server has found the page, but Googlebot thinks it should be a 404 not found. To fix a soft 404, you need to either make sure the page has enough content to be considered valid, or change the status to 404 not found if the page isn't supposed to exist. Lastly, remember that fixing crawl errors is not a one-time task. You need to regularly check for errors and fix them as they occur. Google Search Console is a helpful tool in this regard. It allows you to monitor your site's performance and identify any crawl errors that might pop up. Fixing crawl errors might seem daunting, but with these steps you can ensure your website performs at its best. Remember, a smoothly functioning website is not just beneficial for your users, but it's also a key factor in achieving a higher search engine ranking. So don't let those crawl errors slide. Roll up your sleeves, dive in, and give your website the TLC it deserves. Fixing crawl errors might seem daunting, but with these steps you can ensure your website performs at its best. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's recap the key points. Our journey began with a discussion on the significance of addressing crawl errors. We highlighted that these errors can severely impact your website's visibility on search engines. The more crawl errors a site has, the less likely it is to rank highly on search results, which can harm your online reputation. Therefore, rectifying crawl errors not only improves your website's performance, but also optimizes your search engine ranking. Next, we moved on to identifying crawl errors. We learned that tools such as Google Search Console can be invaluable for spotting these errors. By setting up alerts, you can be notified of any new errors that arise, empowering you to tackle issues head-on and promptly. Understanding crawl errors was our third stop. We delved into the different types of errors, from server errors to soft 404s. Each type carries its own set of challenges and requires unique solutions. We also emphasized that understanding the nature of these errors is the first step towards finding effective remedies. Lastly, we explored the process of fixing crawl errors. We discussed various methods, such as fixing broken links, improving server responses, and rectifying faulty redirects. We stressed that a systematic approach to fixing these errors can significantly enhance your website's performance. In this digital age, maintaining a healthy, searchable website is no longer a luxury, but a necessity. Crawl errors might seem intimidating at first, but with the right tools and understanding, they can be managed effectively. The ultimate takeaway from our discussion is this: be proactive. Address crawl errors as soon as you spot them. Keep a regular check on your website's health. Use tools like Google Search Console to your advantage. Understand different types of errors and how to fix them. Remember, addressing crawl errors is essential for your website's performance and ranking. Stay proactive and keep your website in top shape.